What do you have zero sympathy for? People who get towed when they leave their car running in the fire lane in front of supermarkets. Sex traffickers. People who act like the victim with everything. After dating one for a while, it finally hits you how cancerous it is. It weighed on my mental health and I almost went to a psyche ward. Her ghosting me was the best thing to ever happen to me last year. Needing to listen to music badly enough that you play your phone speaker on public transportation. People who yell or snap at bartenders and then have to wait longer to get their drink. People who are absolute cunts to minimum wage workers, retail, servers, fast food, etc., then cry when they don't get their way. Or better yet, get kicked out. That worker doesn't control the price or the inventory, or even the store policy. If you have a problem, ask for a manager like an adult instead of throwing a temper tantrum as you're. When I see someone driving like a total knobhead, cutting everyone off, causing near crashes all down the road, and then I pass them later on pulled over by a cop. People who throw their trash away next to the trash bin. People who treat waiters, waitresses poorly. People who abuse their kids, pets and then cry when they get taken away from them by CPS, animal control. People who die while doing dumb and preventable shit. Taking selfies in dangerous places. Taunting wild animals then getting attacked. Parkour, other stunts if they know full well it's beyond their skill, etc. Edit. Also, people who join MLMs and become broke. There's so much information on how dangerous and predatory these companies are. If you still want to join, fine. That's on you then, but don't come crying to us when you lose all of your money. Have medical issues, especially with ones like It Works and doTERRA. Lose your house and have thousands of dollars worth of unsold inventory because nobody else wanted it. Edit 2. With the parkour stunts, I don't mean trained professionals. I mean just regular people who do dumb, dangerous stunts to impress their friends. Liking jumping into the pool from your roof and then missing and breaking your neck, etc. With MLMs, I mean younger, sound-minded people who should know better and recognize scams. Not disabled or elderly people. People who treat everybody like garbage then complain about being lonely. Like, I'm not getting paid to be here. If you act like a dick, I'm leaving. Child predators. I knew one. He sexually abused my cousin from the age of 4 until she had the courage to tell her parents at age 12. He's serving 3 years in jail because she didn't testify against him. Too uncomfortable and didn't feel safe. I will never have sympathy. If he isn't dead, I would kill him. Her dad might. That fucker deserves to suffer. And if I see him, I'll make him suffer. Not flushing your shit. I entirely lack sympathy for people that abuse animals and kids or the elderly. In fact, those people actually inspire homicidal tendencies whenever I hear about their bullshit. I have zero sympathy for a parent that never says no to their child. People abusing others, especially children, in any way, physical and emotional. People who do not use their blinker while driving. Why? You're too lazy to move your hand for a second. You expect everyone else on the road to read your mind? Fuck you, man. Just fuck you. People who lose their shit over things that don't matter. For example, when McDonald's runs out of sauce. Edit. Let's be kinder to each other. People who piss off the Queen's guards and get hurt. I'm sorry, but how fucking stupid do you have to be to fuck with a soldier who is literally armed with a bayonet and has quick access to ammunition? Usually the guns aren't loaded but on high alert periods of time. They are. Also, you know they aren't supposed to react, so stop pissing them off, you wankers. Also pedophiles. Zero sympathy for those cunts. Betrayal. If you backstab me, all my faith and trust is gone, and good luck getting it back. People who litter. One that really boils my pisses whenever it's a nice sunny day. We don't go to our local beaches. Hell, none of the locals do in the holidays. Because they're packed with literal busloads of tourists coming in from the cities, bringing their entire extended families to cause chaos and havoc everywhere. And the litter they leave is insane. It's worse than some of the festivals I've been to. The other unforgivable one is littering up in the fells and mountains. That shit is going nowhere. You manage to walk the full container up to the top. You can damn sure walk it back empty. Fucking degens. People getting destroyed by animals after fucking with theme this year. People who won't stop having kids even though all you hear from them is griping about how they have no money or a life of their own, or they're tired all the time, or they say stuff like, but this is so hard. Don't act surprised that that kind of shit happens once you start having kids. It's some of the most common frigging knowledge in the world. And don't start palming off your younger kids on your older ones all the time. Either. You wanted a baseball team. You gotta coach 'em all. This is not about parents whose older children want to help or have some responsibilities like helping their siblings with tying shoes and what all. This is about parents whose older kids don't get to be kids because they are too busy raising their siblings. Manipulators. As soon as I see you trying to bend someone's actions, emotions towards your gain, we don't need to associate anymore. People who think that having a bad day is a contest. Edit. In the name of the Holy Lord Water Sheep. This blew up. Edit. Again. Also, this should be a subreddit. Drunk drivers. Rapists. People that go to foreign countries with strict and unreasonable consequences for minor infractions, that expect their home country to bail them out when they try to steal something, commit a crime. In the eyes of the country they are in, I feel bad for their families for having such a stupid relative. Child abusers, rapists, actually subhuman. People who hurt children or animals voluntarily then get karma in their face. That guy who got killed by that indigenous tribe on that island that the government told him not to go on, because if he went there he would get killed by that indigenous tribe. People who text and drive. Westerners who joined and fought for ISIS now wanting to come home. Asterisk edit asterisk. ISIS brides too. Narcissists and abusers in general. Bullies. People who make fun of other people starting new things. Makes people leave hobbies that could have been their favorite thing to in their spare time. Made me lose interest in speed cubing, because that community can be pretty toxic to new people. People who hold strong opinions, generally incorrect ones, without any evidence or reasoning, and refuse to listen to logic, or at least hear other people's points of view. Texting and driving. Get the fuck off your phone, dumb shit. You're going to hurt people. People who take their anger out on people who can't defend themselves. Doesn't matter if it's customer service people, their spouse, their kids, some homeless person, an animal. Just get your shit together and deal with your own problems instead of becoming someone else's. People who treat the homeless like they aren't humans. 1. Bagpackers. Tourists from Western countries who come to Southeast Asia for vacation, then when they're out of money they start begging from us local people. I'm disappointed that the local authorities did nothing to stop those people. If Asians do the same thing they'll get sent back to where they're from. You're fucked, those bagpackers. To everyone reading this, you cannot afford a fucking vacation, just don't do it. 2. Homewrecker. For obvious reasons. People who use suicide against people wanting a breakup. Edit. Imagine calling 911 on your birthday. Edit. IDK if that upvote score is viral or not, but like, thank you so much, I'm new so I didn't Accept this much love. Also, I've only seen someone talk about my situation once, but I'm glad to see I'm not alone. I'm glad I got out of that relationship and see that I'm not the only one who had to go through that. People who end up destroying their relationship with their kids after they emotionally abuse them for control. People who mock the disabled. People complaining after someone left them after they were toxic. People who view others as prey. You're all fair game because you're dumb and trust other people. People who are mean to animals. Flies and mosquitoes. Pharmacy patients who refuse to understand that pharmacy is neither a fast food restaurant or their babysitter. We're making sure your meds don't kill you, so be patient. If you are out of refills, order them a few days before you run out, expecting us to drop the 1,000 things we're already doing because they were irresponsible is the epitome of entitled. No sympathy for those people. Mad respect for those who understand. People who die doing incredibly stupid things. People who start a political opinion with asterisk unpopular opinion asterisk. No, David. Having an opinion that aligns with a major political party is not unpopular. Parents that don't raise kids properly and let them grow up to be little cunts, as well as other things mentioned on this thread. People who knowingly make false accusations of rape. Not only are they ruining the life of an innocent person, but they're also ruining the credibility of actual rape victims. Mosquitoes, I feel as though they are evolutionary created to be diabolical. Bullies. You might have some shit going down at home or something, but that is no excuse to take your anger out on someone else. I definitely hate just because bullies. People who bully because they can and have absolutely no reason to bully. All their reasoning starts with just because. And let's not forget the parents of those idiots who keep defending their child's behavior like their child is an angel. Karen, I will murder you and your half-baked raisin of a sperm if you don't stop believing that your child is the sun god and teach him right from wrong. Anti-vax people. There are only two things I have zero sympathy for. People who are intolerant of other people's cultures, and the Dutch. Litterers. From smokers throwing their buds out the window, to teenagers tossing their Starbucks cup on the sidewalk. If you don't respect the common spaces around you, you don't deserve any respect. Cheaters. Never have and never will. Open relationships are not cheating, though. That is something entirely different. Narcissistic people. I will not let them use me, belittle me, and yell death threat towards me just because I refuse to be your slave, therapist, and punching bag, and #X200B. Having narcissistic parents is hell enough. I have cut them off and will glad do the same with any other narcissistic person. Animal abuse. Hey Peter, if you're reading thing, you're a fucking monster. You deserve nothing. Folks making zero effort to care for themselves. I've worked in EMS for a little over 10 years, and at a certain point you just get tired of the diabetic who thought they would be okay if they didn't take their meds for a week or two. Or the college dude who thought downing a bottle of Jaeger was cool to drive home. Or the person who is listening to music with noise cancellation headphones who thought they could jog across a busy intersection while writing a text message, responding to the umpteenth person in full-blown pulmonary edema who thought that eating and drinking like they were a teenager again wouldn't count because it was the holiday season just burns out your ability to experience sympathy. You still run the appropriate protocol for them. But I remember, at the beginning of my career, asking after certain patients a week or two later to see if they made it, and being emotionally invested in their outcomes. As Austin Powers famously said, that train has sailed.